Hello and welcome back, dear viewers, to the channel where we peel back the layers of royal life, tradition, protocol, and the deeply personal dramas that unfold behind the gilded walls of Buckingham Palace. Today's story perfectly captures the shifting tides within the House of Windsor, a tale of downfall, dignity, and the most awkward royal protocol imaginable. We're talking about none other than the daughters of the former Duke of York, Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie, and the extraordinary transformation in their relationship with their father, Prince Andrew. Before we dive into this royal reckoning, don't forget to show your support, like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and tap that notification bell, so you never miss our deep dives into the fascinating world of the Windsors. The saga of Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson, affectionately known as Fergie, has long cast a dark shadow over their family. After years of public scandal and personal humiliation, the repercussions have rippled through the monarchy, leaving their daughters to quietly navigate the fallout. Once known for their poise and promise, Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie have been forced to walk a delicate line, building independent lives while enduring the lingering weight of their parents' downfall. Yet amid the silence and restraint, a dramatic and revealing shift has taken place, one that exposes just how unbending royal protocol can be. A change so profound, it even alters how the family must physically present themselves in public. Let's revisit the official royal decree that transformed Prince Andrew's world. Buckingham Palace made it official, a complete and irreversible demotion. In one swift move, the palace stripped Andrew of nearly all traces of his former royal life. This was no mere reprimand, it was a total removal of privilege. He lost the style of His Royal Highness, a title reserved for those closest to the sovereign, one that commands deference from both the public and palace staff. His use of the titles Duke of York and Prince was curtailed, reduced to nothing more than a birthright name, stripped of the authority and prestige they once carried. But perhaps the most brutal blow came when King Charles III rescinded two of the crown's most prestigious honors, the Order of the Garter and the Knight Grand Cross of the Royal Victorian Order. These aren't ordinary decorations, they are symbols of the highest service and trust. The Order of the Garter, founded in the Middle Ages, represents Britain's most exclusive circle of chivalry, a sacred institution chosen personally by the sovereign. To lose it is to lose one's seat at the monarch's most revered ceremonial table. Likewise, the Grand Cross of the Royal Victorian Order is a deeply personal acknowledgement from the monarch, a recognition of distinguished service to the crown itself. Having both stripped away, sent a message loud and clear: Prince Andrew's service was no longer honorable, nor welcome within the heart of the monarchy. Official records now decree that the king's disgraced brother will be formally known as Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, a surname merging the family names of his parents. It's the standard title for non-royal members of the monarchy, a sharp fall from his former grandeur as His Royal Highness, the Duke of York. But in a fascinating twist of royal protocol, his daughter, Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie, retain their royal titles. Their status, granted by birth as granddaughters of the late Queen Elizabeth II, remains untouched. This creates a striking paradox. Though their father has effectively been demoted to commoner status, his daughters maintain higher standing within the royal hierarchy, an extraordinary reversal that borders on the surreal. According to royal biographer Robert Hardman, this shift has triggered an astonishing new protocol. Prince Andrew must now bow to his own daughters. Stripped of his HRH style, he is now outranked by those who still possess it. Hardman confirmed in a candid podcast interview that Andrew will indeed be expected to perform this formal gesture of deference, an act he likely finds humiliating. He probably won't do it happily, Hardman noted dryly, suggesting that Andrew dreads the public and private implications of his downfall. Just picture it. A man who once commanded the utmost respect, now required to bow before the young women he raised. It's more than a symbolic gesture, it's a vivid image of reversed fortune, proof that within the monarchy's rigid hierarchy, protocol always outweighs personal pride. Beatrice and Eugenie, though not working royals, still hold recognized princess status, placing them above their father in official rank. The irony deepens when contrasted with Andrew's well-documented past behavior. Biographer Andrew Loney, author of a detailed account of the Duke's downfall, described him as a man obsessed with status and formality. Loney recalled how Andrew's arrogance often bordered on absurdity. If a member of his staff failed to address him with his full title, he would order them to leave the room and return. this time to greet him correctly, with every word of his royal style intact, a man once intolerant of even the slightest breach of etiquette. Now bound by royal custom to bow to his own daughters. For decades, Prince Andrew demanded absolute deference, not simply as an employer, but as if he were a figure of divine authority. This lifelong obsession with rank and reverence makes his current reality, bowing to his daughters, a masterclass in poetic irony. The same man who once forced his staff to repeat their greetings until they addressed him correctly, is now compelled by royal decree to humble himself before his own children. But Andrew's struggle against his fall from grace doesn't end there. According to a revealing report by Rob Shooter for Shooter Scoop, the disgraced prince is waging a quiet internal rebellion within the walls of his private residence, Royal Lodge, near Windsor Castle. Though the palace publicly stripped him of his titles, Andrew continues to act as though nothing has changed. An insider quoted by Shooter delivered a stunning claim: "Nothing has changed inside Royal Lodge." The source described a daily charade of denial. Inside his home, the staff reportedly still address him as Your Royal Highness, still bow, and still treat him as though he remains the Duke of York. Andrew, it seems, has made it clear, palace rules do not apply within his walls. This paints a striking picture of psychological resistance. Andrew allegedly insists that his princely title is not a privilege granted by the monarch, but an inherent birthright, something that even the king cannot take away. Within Royal Lodge, he's built a kind of private kingdom, an alternate reality where he remains royal, revered, and untouched by the decrees of Buckingham Palace. For the staff, this creates a bizarre dual existence. Outside those gates, they must obey the king's orders. Inside, they follow Andrew's personal rule, addressing him by forbidden titles in what amounts to a silent act of rebellion against King Charles III himself. This quiet defiance exposes Andrew's deepest struggle, his inability to accept life as plain Andrew Mountbatten, Windsor. His insistence that his staff bow and call him Your Royal Highness shows that he views status not as an honor to be earned, but as something divinely fixed, a right, not a privilege. And yet, in a cruel twist of fate, his daughters, Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie, now hold the very rank and legitimacy that he so desperately clings to. Imagine the scene when father and daughters meet, especially in settings where royal protocol applies. The man who once demanded every ounce of respect from others must now, by the king's own decree, bow to the young women who once bowed to him. A moment both symbolic and tragic, the final act in a long royal unraveling. If Prince Andrew continues insisting that his daughters bow to him, he's not only defying official royal protocol, he's placing them in an impossibly delicate position. Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie are caught between honoring their father's wishes and upholding the authority of the crown. That these two women have managed to maintain both their dignity and their royal titles is, in itself, a quiet victory. While their father's reputation has collapsed, they've continued to live with grace, balancing family, philanthropy, and duty. Beatrice with her husband Edoardo Mapelli Mazzi and Eugenie with Jack Brooksbank. Both have built stable family lives while keeping a measured distance from the storm that surrounds their father. Their retained titles of princess place them firmly above Andrew in rank, a stunning reversal that symbolizes the monarchy's unyielding adherence to hierarchy. Today, Beatrice and Eugenie stand as representatives of a dignified, though non-working, branch of the royal family. Andrew, meanwhile, has become a sidelined figure, an appendage of the monarchy, removed but not forgotten. This entire episode, the stripped titles, the retained princess ranks, the forced bowing, and Andrew's private defiance, is a powerful reminder of one immutable truth: in the royal family, protocol always prevails. Even the strongest blood ties cannot bend the hierarchy when the crown enforces its will. For Andrew, the need to bow to his daughters is not merely a formality, it's the ultimate humiliation, a living reminder that the very institution he once embodied has now rejected him entirely. This story also compels us to examine the nature of respect versus entitlement. Royal biographer Andrew Loney chronicled years of arrogance and entitlement in Andrew's behavior. Now, that same man is bound by royal law to perform a gesture of humility, to show the very deference he once demanded. The irony could not be sharper. Inside Royal Lodge, His continued insistence on being addressed as Your Royal Highness reflects more than stubborn pride. It's a refusal to confront reality. By clinging to a fantasy of unbroken status, he delays the painful but necessary acceptance of the king's authority. Meanwhile, Beatrice and Eugenie's position remains secure, though complex. They continue to hold their place in the line of succession and are shown the respect once reserved for their father. Their quiet composure through this ordeal highlights the crown's recognition of their innocence in the scandals that engulfed him. Ultimately, the image, real or symbolic, of a commoner father bowing to his royal daughters is one that will linger in history. It captures, in a single moment, the depth of Prince Andrew's fall and the unflinching power of monarchy to redefine even the most sacred family bonds. So, what do you think of this extraordinary twist in royal protocol? Will Andrew truly bow to Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie, or will pride continue to rule his actions? And does his quiet rebellion inside Royal Lodge reflect denial or defiance? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this exploration insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth royal analyses. Thank you for watching, and join us next time for another revealing look behind the palace gates.